All right, welcome everyone to the Phone Tap Podcast.
Comes on so you can keep track of your voice.
We are doing a special today. We brought on a special guest, Dom, who is a local glass blower, and he's going to tell us about how he works the glass.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. So I'm a flame worker is kind of the technical term, because technically glass blowers are the guys in the hot shop, like with the glory holes and the furnaces and such. So I work over a bench torch, and so the proper term is technically flame worker, but nobody ever knows it, so everybody just says glass blower anyway. But yeah, I built my studio here in Elmira a few years ago, and been working since.
Where is your studio?
Right now it's over at my brother's house, but when I started it was at my grandparents' in their garage.
Nice. Do you have any, like, I don't know, deals with any of the shops around to put your glass on their shelves?
I don't really prefer that, though, because with, like, consignment type stuff, not everybody keeps track the best. And, then I have to get in arguments, hey, where's my money, you know?
Makes sense.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it if there's, like, a legit shop around here that, like, you know, kept a really great inventory, had, you know, software for all of that, but nobody really does for the most part that I've dealt with, so.
Let's phrase it a different way. Is there anywhere that you sell your glass to that sells your glass?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You guys, Habits does as well.
In case you missed it, folks, that's what you call grade A fishing. That was grade A fishing right there. He fished for that fucking answer.
World Peace Grass and Glass. There was the Tat Vibes next time used to, but they like stopped selling glass for the most part. I don't think there's any other shops that are local that I've sold it to, but
well, let's talk about
you guys definitely buy the most.
Kind of how we learned about you. You brought in the straddle. You want to explain what that is? Because there's a lot of people who do not know what that is.
Yeah, so, I mean, I know a couple of guys from working on them before, but my buddy, Nate, he goes by Straddle Gang on Instagram, Straddle_gang. He invented the straddle during a class we had together. It was taught by Eugene at the Corning Museum of Glass. I think 3 years ago now or something like that. Maybe 2 years. Time you want me. But it's just a nectar collector on a dab rig instead of a typical glass-on-glass fitting, or a joint, as most people call it.
Yeah.
So the straddle does, by nature of the glass, break down over time, and usually it'll break down in little tips that break off, and when that tip breaks off, you're left with what's called a fresh start, and that's a new tip to keep on using.
Oh yeah.
But it's a great device. It's super quick and efficient. That's the whole purpose of it. When we were in the class, we didn't want to have to be out in the car trying to take dabs for 20 minutes straight so all four of us could get one dab in. You can heat it up and take your dab and be done with it within 30 seconds. There's no cleanup. It's the great things of a nectar collector paired with a rig.
Yeah, it is honestly the only way I will do a dab.
I mean, my favorite part about it is they travel well.
Yes, you can put it right in your car, go anywhere you want.
Flaming Neil, throw in a backpack.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're glass. I would get some padding before you throw it in a backpack. I'm just saying.
That's what Nate does, though. He just throws it in his backpack, dude.
Oh, my God.
He took that straddle bomb and was just throwing it in his backpack, no bubble wrap.
But that's what I was talking to you about the other day when you were in, about how you should actually, like, try to create a box or a bag.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. They do, like, make
will...
Pelican cases and a bunch of off-brand Pelican cases. I mean, I could, like, make my own, but that'd be a lot of, like, work that's not really what I want to do with my time.
Yeah.
So your girl doesn't sew, then, so she can't make them for you.
Not like that. No. She does make the dragons, though, dude. She does a little bit of flame work on solid
that's
stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I just bought one a couple days ago that has a dragon on it.
Yeah, this one right here, right?
Yep.
Yep, that one's beautiful.
Yeah, dude, changes colors. Man, like goes through it 'cause it's all fume pattern.
Do you make anything else? Do you do bowls and stuff?
Yeah, dude, I did do bowls for a while, especially when I first started to help learn. It's a lot easier than doing like a water pipe. That's like basically how I learned. Like, I think the first day I went out and like made a couple marbles. I had like when I was setting up my studio, I had already watched like hours and hours of YouTube videos on how to blow glass and basic things. And so when I got it, like I think I went out there and made a couple marbles at first, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna learn how to make a bowl now. And it took me like, I don't know, 3 to 5 attempts before I got one that didn't like crack or break in the kiln. But
Okay.
I just like kind of went for it, you know.
Hell yeah.
I don't make them as much nowadays because I don't really make that much money off them for like the time I put in.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
I do make them sometimes if people request, or for like presents and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, people request them, you know.
Now, is this your first one of these that you made?
I mean, I have made like bongs before, but that's definitely the biggest. Dan literally said he wanted the biggest one I could do.
So because
Give
our
him time, he'll
listeners
ask for a
can't,
bigger one.
Yeah, I need a lathe to do anything bigger, really.
Oh,
because our listeners can't see, we will tell them we got
Yeah.
about a foot tall straddle bong.
Yep.
We
Actual
got one of the
straddle
tools already here, just
With a
making things
straddle-
visible.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a traditional like beaker bong shape, with like 100mm base, 30mm neck.
It's beautiful.
And it says buds and studs on the back of it, which is the best part.
Yes.
That was what was requested. Yeah.
Dan loves his beaker bongs too. Beaker bong are his favorite style. He thinks they hit the best.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do like beakers.
But yeah, this thing is beautiful. If you ever get a chance to come in and see us at the shop, come and check it out.
Definitely. You know. But anyway, I know it's getting kind of cold out and everything. People are going indoors. Is there any upcoming glass events where people might be able to, you know, come check you out?
I will be taking a class in January at the museum, up at the shop there, the studio.
Okay.
And people can like walk through that area and watch people like work and learn.
Okay.
But other than that, there's not too much going on. You know, I just work in my own studio, so.
Alright. That's fine. You're up on Instagram, right?
Yeah, it's Dominic, DOMONIC, and then Matthews with 1 T, or sorry, Dom Matthews, DOM Matthews with 1 T, glass.
Okay. Cool. Definitely. We definitely want to tell people where to check you out at, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Definitely. But we are, I don't know, kind of winging
Meandering
it
a bit.
today. Meandering. Most of the day we're just talking about the whole glass scene, I guess. You know, what's going on around town. I know you're up to Corning Incorporated a lot.
The museum,
Corning,
yeah.
sorry, Corning Museum. The Incorporate, whatever. Same
They own
difference.
it. They own it.
Yeah, they own everything up there, fuckers. Including my job. But we won't talk about that. Bitches. Anyway. But, yeah, is there anything special going on up that way? You're there more than we are.
I think they are doing like demo in the amphitheater at some point in January with some pretty big name artists. I'm not positive that's in January, but I know that I believe I want to say Sibel got invited. There was somebody really big in the pipe world that got invited to do a demo. They've been doing them yearly now.
Yeah.
They had Laceface with Hickory and Phil Siegel last year do a collab there for a week. She came with like hundreds, I think at least a few hundred of like little leaves made up, and they made like this big tree and tree house rig in it, and she had like all these leaves all over, and it was like, I don't know, like a 1.5 2 feet tall. It was huge.
That sounds
Crazy.
cool.
And the year before that they had Coil, Rhino, and who was the third? I'm blanking on the third person now. another really big guy, came out and they had like a collab they built that was like a monkey controlling like a robotic like body outside of it.
No shit.
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. And these are all pipes, so it's really awesome that Corning's put it on. I'm pretty sure they're paying for like all the material. I'm not positive about that, but I think they are paying the artist too.
I'm pretty sure
yeah,
they
it's
do.
crazy.
I actually used to work there as a janitor, but you know, it's a really good job. But funny thing, a lot of people don't know is if you go up to the White Gallery and museum and you look around. If you look hard enough, you will find probably the most intricate bowl you have ever seen prominently displayed right in the middle of the White Gallery.
Yeah, they have Zach Puckowitz.
Yeah.
They have one of his derby cars. It's a multimedia piece, and it's a bong.
Yes.
Has a whole engine for the percolator of it. It's pretty crazy.
Shit.
It's also, if you look really closely, a little dirty still.
Yeah.
They didn't get it fully cleaned.
Yeah, I did see that.
It was made in 2009. I'm sure it's exchanged hands several times before it ended up in the museums. And it was made in Philadelphia. So, you know.
Yeah.
But
You should see this thing though. It is beautiful. It is. It's about 1.5 2 foot long. Stands about 1.5 feet tall. The whole piece is a usable.
No,
piece.
I haven't
The
been to
smoke-
Corning in a long time. Do they display this?
yeah,
stuff?
they have a
Yeah.
bong in the museum. One of them.
Yeah.
They also have
right on display.
pipes for sale in their shop on the ground floor. They have like a $30,000 Sheen piece in there. If it didn't get bought yet.
They have a $2,000 penguin.
Oh, do they? That's cool.
It's this fucking. Is it
a piece? It's not a bong though, right?
No,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
it's glass,
glass.
but
Okay.
it's a $2,000 fucking.
Yeah, they have a lot of
Yeah.
really cool glass stuff, non-pipe wise, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
It's like the #1 glass museum in the world. Like,
Yep.
So.
Yep. Did know that. It's literally you know where they do the glass show that's on Netflix?
I
Forged in
haven't.
Fire?
No.
Yeah.
It's at the museum.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
I don't think they do it at the museum.
They do it in the studio. Across the way from the museum.
Oh, that's new then. Huh.
Yep. Actually, when I was, you want to hit that? Okay. When I worked there, they had a whole Forged in Fire exhibit. So I walked up and I started reading everything. And,
Oh, I'm thinking Blown Away. That's why.
Was it? Or no, I think it is Blown Away.
No,
It's one of those
Blown Away is
two.
not.
No.
Blown Away is filmed somewhere else, but if you win it, you get a residency at Corning.
Oh, okay.
And so they have the winners like come and do a residency.
Okay. It was one of them. Either. No, it might have been Blown Away.
Yeah, Blown Away is done somewhere else, but they have them come there if they win.
Well, they did the whole. They had a whole Studio Next demonstration.
Yeah. So they'll like display the like final pieces
Yep.
too.
Yep.
So they do have like
It was real
that
cool.
gallery too.
And like 3 of the people that I work with would work with, well, more like 4. I clean their floors. But anyway, 3 of those people that I would walk through and be like, "Oh, hey, Miss Whatever," and I'd mop her fucking floor.
Yeah, Cat Burns has been there for a
Yep.
while.
And I'd look over and she's on the damn TV, on a Netflix show, literally being a judge for all these people. And I'm like, what are you doing here?
It's the museum.
All right.
And we do have 5 new Stratos that Don just brought into. Excuse me, we have 4 now because as soon as they came in, somebody got one right away. So we do have
Did you
4
buy
Stratos left.
No.
Oh.
I believe they are all priced at $75. They're all pretty much the same size, same look for the most part.
And they are more than worth the money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well,
As long as you don't let your friend Dan smoke out.
yes.
And
Don't use a big torch.
Don't use big
yeah,
torch.
yeah.
Don't use. Dan, give me that torch. Just saying.
This guy has.
How many has he broken so far?
Of mine or
Or
total?
just total?
He's broken
5.
4 of
I
mine.
know.
Of mine.
I'd say at least 5.
He broke 4
I've been
of
through
mine.
3.
Oh, he broke them all, or did you break?
No, the first one I got probably would still be here, but my dumbass tried to clean it, and I tried to stick something in the end of it to clean it, and it just broke off.
Yeah, if you use like a metal, it could like.
Oh yeah. Well, it was a pipe cleaner, but it was one of them pipe cleaners with the
hard
harsh.
bristle.
Yeah. I went to turn it, and that thing just fucking fell off.
Yeah, so it does build up
Remind me,
stress
if you
over
want
time.
pipe
That's like
cleaners-
what causes it to crack.
These actually work better.
What was that? A guitar string?
Yes.
Guitar cable.
No, guitar string.
String.
They actually work the best
Cable.
for glass pieces. They're flexible like the actual fabric ones, but since they're metal, it actually catches the shit and it won't break the pieces. I've used these for years without.
It might scratch it though.
Yeah.
Actually, not terribly much, because once you cut off the thinner ends, it's really these groove ones you want. Once you cut off the sharp edges,
Yeah.
just run that through and it takes it right off. Now you will need a knife or something, scrape it off the screen, but
I just use isopropyl salt,
yeah, that works too.
hot
I
water.
actually use ethanol. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's a little better for you.
I do gotta say too that a lot of people like the one that you made with the straddle on the back of the straddle.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Yo,
I
somebody.
think I've done a couple of them.
That one's broke now too. So
Damn.
no, I let Jackie use it, and she basically did the same thing. Tried to clean it, and
I definitely think I made 2 of them. I think you guys got them both.
So.
we got one. I don't know.
I think you got another one like a couple months ago.
The other one had the drag. We had the.
No, it was like a couple months ago. I mean, like.
So maybe Dan has that one. Then.
Is that mine?
What?
No, it's
A drink.
Oh, the water
So-
or those tea?
A tea.
I
No.
don't think, bro. No, it's down here next to you, bud.
Hell yeah. Get thirsty all this
So
talking.
definitely come in and check out the straddles. I can also tell you for people who have just learned or just begun doing dabs, it's a lot less harsh than.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one thing I really like. Is like I got pretty bad asthma, so like when you have to like sit there and do like 5 hits straight
Free to pull it closer.
out of a rig, you know.
That's what the arm's for.
The straddle's nice because it's only like 1 hit, 1 to 2 hits, you know.
And it's perfect temperature.
Yeah, as long
It
as you
does
wait
not
like
burn.
10 seconds or whatever. Sometimes if it's thicker, you gotta wait a little bit longer. But
Well, sometimes.
in my opinion, it's perfect.
If
I mean, the thicker ones are better if you ask me, just because.
Yeah.
You can take bigger dabs then.
Well, not even just that. I think they last a little longer. Like,
Yeah.
I can remember the first one that you brought that I had, and how much thinner it was.
I feel like it's
and now
more
they're a little
likely to
bit thicker.
crack from the heat though if it's thicker. That's the thing.
Yeah,
It'll stay hot
that's
at all.
true.
Whereas if it's thinner, it's like doesn't build up as much stress and like it can like take it more.
I'm
That's the
gonna
whole
leave
issue
that
with
alone.
like doing a glass one. Like dudes, like if you put a torch to this, it's gonna crack up here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you don't like preheat it, you know.
Well, you know how one of mine broke.
Glasses.
I had it sitting in front of my air conditioner, and that morning I went to do one and fucking put the torch to
Oh,
it
yeah,
because it was
yeah.
cold, and
Yeah,
I was so mad.
Like, even,
I should have fucking known, like it.
even glass. If you take it like your like glasses that you drink out of, like if you take it right out of a really hot
Yep.
dishwasher and put ice in it,
It'll shatter.
it'll crack.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Science.
We used to. The juice cups at Denny's were the best because.
All those little tiny fucking things.
So when they would come out of the dishwasher, they were about 180 degrees, and then we'd set them on the bottom rack underneath where they come out of the dishwasher. Well, in the wintertime, somebody goes out the back door. Guess what is directly in line with the back door?
Yep,
that
that's
fucking
right.
bottom rack where those cups were. You'd open that door and you'd literally hear ting, ting,
Yep.
ting.
Ting, ting.
It was great.
Oh, no shit.
Like the sound that made when Scotty almost knocked over the
Yeah.
shelf in the
yeah.
shop.
Oh no, almost. He knocked that shit over. That shit got knocked over. I mean, customer caught it, but it got knocked over.
Jesus.
All right, so I think we're gonna do a dab.
Sounds good.
I would like to try that bong that Dom made.
Oh no, it sits over here. And your little torch works perfectly fine with that too.
That's because it's glass.
Oh yeah,
I thought it
dude.
was plastic.
If you got some quartz like male fittings for me, I could probably make one out of. Well, I mean, I need darker shades, but I could probably make one out
Isn't
of quartz.
that really
And
expensive to work with quartz?
it's more expensive than glass for sure, but then it wouldn't break on you.
It's
Or if you just took a nail and broke it. Saw cut it.
Oh yeah, that would work.
Like a normal bucket nail.
Yeah.
Saw cut the top or bucket off.
Yeah. That would work.
Yeah, it would. Shit.
That'd probably be the cheapest option.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the buckets are already quartz most of the time, aren't they?
Yeah, but those buckets are made in mass production.
Yeah.
So they're super cheap if you get the China ones, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess it makes kind of more sense, though. That's the thing that gets heated the most. So why not just make that out of quartz?
I mean, if you wanted to make a mass bucket day, we would take them. People are always asking us all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I don't work quartz like that.
Oh, yeah?
The only quartz that I ever worked was like a rod to try to use use as a fuming rod, but
Shit.
most of the time, like when people work quartz, they like work with different gases than you do with glass.
It's gotta get a lot hotter, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot hotter. I mean, you can do it with like the torch I have, but it just takes longer.
Frank, you should let me try that kind.
And you need different types of shades.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot brighter.
Oh. What the fuck?
Better you drop that than the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's stuck in there. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I realized that
really
after
nice,
I
bro.
dropped it. I'm like, well, I don't have to worry about it falling
I
out.
always use low flames because I want it to last.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. To be honest with you, Rob, I was gonna say that's probably hot enough. Yeah, I do them low flame, low temp. It tastes better. You don't get as big of a hit. I'm not gonna lie. You have to hit it like 2-3 times. It tastes better. I don't waste it. You know. And I die anyway. You have asthma. I smoke a pack of cigarettes a day.
Yeah.
So I
That
die.
thing is fucking lovely.
What is that?
That's Rambotron. It's
Oh,
from the
right,
same-
from Eric, yeah.
Yeah, it's from the same person that other one.
That is.
Some sort of.
He's also a glass blower, did you know that?
Yeah, he did tell us that.
Yeah, dude, he makes mostly cups, like drinking glasses.
Who's that?
Oh, other way. The guy who made that.
Oh,
Yeah, I went up to his studio the other day. It was super cool. Like in between these.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing's a pain in the ass.
Wait, dude.
Far away.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's super cool, dude. I met him like during the Sibel class. He was another student in it. So. He was like gonna apply for a micro business license. I guess then decided not to like last minute because we'd have to like spend like $100,000 and he didn't want to take like out a loan.
Jesus.
Cause like he just like to meet up regulations and shit.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain. The micro business loan is the way to go, but at the same time,
I'm just gonna take out a loan if I get the license.
yeah. Will they give you a loan though?
Well, so I applied for a cannabis micro business license here in New York for the listeners, and we applied with my girlfriend listed as 51% ownership, so we would qualify as woman owned, and we would then qualify for the social equity, economic opportunity stuff.
Okay.
And so they will offer us loans from the state, but it sounds like they're at crazy interest rates, so we're probably going to be seeking a private lender. But, you know, everybody wants to get in on the weed business, so I'm not really too worried about finding one, you know. I feel like if we get the license, we'll be able to find one, you know.
Private investors, they would have to be. I know a little bit about that. They would they would not be able to have a say in your business. Literally,
It would just be a loan, you know.
Yeah, it would be a money man.
I mean, we could like work out a share agreement too, but
Yeah,
I think we're probably mostly looking for a loan, you know.
You're looking for.
Our plan is to build a building out in Venetton, like a multi-story one, and grow out there. So
No shit.
yeah, if we get the license, like that's the big thing is like
If you get the license.
there's only 110 allotted to the entire upstate area, like everything other than New York City, basically into the entire New York state. And 110 licenses is not enough.
How many did they give to New York City?
110. It was 220 total, half split to New York City.
Oh, I thought it
half
was 250.
No, 220.
Oh, no,
But
it is...
to be fair, I think that there is, like, I think more than half the people in the city, population-wise.
Yeah, but do you
But,
really
yeah, it's a really
need
annoying
that
for us.
many?
Really annoying for us, for sure.
So there is 250. I forgot about this. 30 of them are provisional licenses to non-profit organizations.
No.
Yeah, they...
Not for the micro.
I meant for the total licenses.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I know for micro business, there's only 220.
So are they
for dispensaries? Yeah, so there's also around dispensaries applications that are going through. We didn't apply for anything other than the micro because you're basically not allowed to. Like, you can only own one.
Yes.
So it would, like, go in violation if you applied for two, it sounded like.
Yeah, New York State has instituted a rigid
two-tier system.
You cannot have interest in another pot business no matter what. It's weird.
Yeah, but there is a round of dispensary licenses going through, and they say they're going to license anywhere from 500 to 1,000.
See, that's way up than what I thought. I thought it was 250 total licenses, and micro businesses were up in that.
Nope, there's also, like, a round of, I think, processors going through.
Yep, and distributors.
And distributors.
Yep.
And then here's what's crazy that I honestly didn't realize until this, like, round happened. Because before this round, New York State didn't have distributors, like the license category. So they weren't enforcing any of these rules. But once this license round goes through and all the distributors get licensed, all the cultivation sites... Oh, there's also a cultivation round going through, too. But all the cultivation sites that aren't micro businesses are only going to be allowed to sell to distributors.
Yep.
And then the distributors will sell to the dispensaries. Yep. And then the dispensaries will sell to people. So there's two different middlemen that are going to be taking out a price tag basically on all the grows.
And it's probably
compared to the micro
taxed
businesses
by each and individual one.
So compared to the micro businesses where we can sell directly to people and we're cutting out two middlemen, that's more profit for us to make.
So how is that? How are they doing that to make it different? Like, how are they?
It's not different.
So the thing with micro licenses is you can't grow as much as the cultivation licenses can.
Oh, you mean the micro business is different?
And then there's different tiers of cultivation licenses too.
Yep. So you know where they got that whole distribution thing and everything?
I don't.
It's literally a copy paste from California.
I think that, like, they're allowed to, like, cross tiers though in California.
No, they were until 2019. They changed the laws in 2019 to where it's very rigid.
See, I lived there in 2017 before rec happened in California, and they just had medical.
Yep.
And medical was so crazy. You could do whatever the fuck you wanted. You could grow 100 plants with just a med card. You could sell it to anybody you wanted that had a med card. You could sell it to dispensaries without testing it. That's why they went so crazy about the new rules. Whereas, honestly, in my opinion, they should have just made everybody tested that's going to sell to a dispensary.
In my opinion, I think that...
Also, the dispensaries have to be licensed. It was crazy.
So...
and like they allowed that for 20 years.
Yep. I literally just went through the classes for the Green Flower Institute, and that's what they told me back in 2018 when they passed the rec laws. They started looking into the other laws, and they instituted what's known as some sort of system. But what it does,
they got rid of Prop 215.
Yes. And it is literally identical to what you described. You can grow...
That was the medical law there.
Oh, so
that was passed in 96.
What was the decriminalization?
Ooh, I don't know when they did that. Like, I know they went medical in 96.
Happened a long time ago, bro.
For California? Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm talking about New York.
Okay, that happened in 1972. Decriminalization is not the same thing as legalization.
Well, yeah, I know that, but it prevents you from being charged for... Yeah. I mean...
It's still criminalized here. So like, if you don't have a license, you know, you can't sell it.
Every time you were ever arrested in New York State after 1972 for marijuana, you were entrapped by the cop. I'm sorry. The law in New York State as of 1972 read that you were allowed 14 grams of marijuana for personal consumption as long as it's not in public view. In other words, you could carry around a half-ounce weed in your pocket. but as soon as the cop searches you, grabs your weed, and pulls it out, it is now illegal.
That's so crazy.
It is the worst trim law in the nation.
Well, like I said, I have 5 possession charges in New York from, I would say, 96 to 2000.
No. And you were entrapped every time.
I was in a car every time.
It's because of the way the laws work.
They're allowed to basically search you, dude. The dogs don't have dogs can just read their body language and not actually pin on like any drug.
Yeah.
But I was saying something to somebody the other day about how you would think that, you know, each time I got charged with this, that the fine would be more and more. But the 5th one was actually my cheapest one of all. It was like $70, and that included court costs and all that shit. So, I mean,
It's crazy.
It honestly, it's because of the changing stigma of weed, and you're old enough to actually have seen this in your lifetime.
we still see it. There's a lot of reasons why. That's why I think that this Holcomb lady is fighting the whole thing, because it's still interfering with family functions. That was one of the things that she had mentioned about it. Like,
So she's old
Bunch
school.
of propaganda.
because you're anywhere in New York, you can smoke a cigarette, you can smoke weed.
Reefer madness.
Oh, Dom. We got those from the Cannabis the other day. You want to
Oh,
check
the
them
Black
out?
Magic things.
Oh yeah, those are
Black
good.
crap.
Those black ones right there.
One of them hemp papers, that black
Oh, word.
They are pretty good.
They're beautiful.
They're beautiful.
They come with filters for them, too.
But yeah, I just I'm not gonna be that guy and like
Yeah.
talk shit about the governor or any of that shit. But I believe she just needs to open her eyes a little bit, and she might be reelected a few times if she uses it in her as her.
We're not supposed to get political.
I'm not trying to get political, but
Forgive me for 2 seconds, okay? What's the job of the government? To do what the people want, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but recent polls have said that over 72% of the American population believes that marijuana should be legalized and taxed. So why aren't they doing what we want?
And then I believe once they do
Almost like they're
that,
controlled by big
that
money
percentage will go up a lot.
But anyway, we'll stop talking about that. Sorry.
Moving on.
Moving on, we're gonna smoke some weed and dabs and forget about the assholes that, try to shove it in our, tell us that we're not allowed to smoke weed and dabs. Because it's just weed and dabs, people.
Yeah, dude, I got raided in college for
Huh?
fucking weed and dabs.
Fucking smoking weed and dabs.
I got rated in college too, if that's what you want to call it.
For smoking weed and dabs?
Not dabs. There was, if dabs was invented, I couldn't afford it back then.
He said I was broke.
But I'm also shit. When I was in college, it was from 96 to 2000.
Oh, and that's when you got all your possession tickets. Go figure.
A couple of them were in college, so there was one time I was cleaning my car out in the parking lot, and a van full of undercovers pulled up and just jumped out, and we were just rolling a blunt. That's it, nothing major.
Yo, when I was in jail, there was this one dude in there that officer saw him. It was in Pennsylvania. Officer saw him hand a joint to someone else, and so he charged him with a felony of distributing. And convicted him. He got convicted on a felony delivering for fucking handing someone a joint while passing around like a circle.
Well, I mean, I kind of have a story like that. It's a little bit worse.
Talk about fucking tenuous the best.
Someone I knew, I wouldn't call her a friend of mine, but I used to work with her, and
No,
yeah, I'll take it. Fuck.
it's not a tobacco one, so.
She got out of jail, and as soon as she got out of jail, the following day they arrested her in another county for something that she did in that county, and she, what's the word? Boofed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
She boofed some pills and took them inside the jail with her, and she shared them with her bunkmate, and her bunkmate never woke up the next day, so she was
shit.
charged with murder.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck.
And yep, she's
careful moving shit.
yeah. That's some crazy shit though. Like,
Don't do pills, dude.
Don't do pills. Weed's good, pills are bad, okay? Okay.
yeah, boof the weed, boof the weed.
Boof all the weed.
I just got thinking about some.
Just
Do
make
you
sure
smoke
it's
regular
sealed.
rolling papers? Like just regular joint paper?
Will
or does
I?
it have, yeah. Or does it have hemp stuff? So I just got thinking about that. You don't smoke blunts because it's tobacco leaves.
I'm just not a joint fan. I guess I would be if I could roll them better. But I've
love
tried.
joints.
I've sat down with a tray weed and tried many different
I
ways,
can
and
roll
they never.
anything.
Do
I can roll
give
the
you a
best
lesson?
blunt in the world, but I can't fucking roll a
blunt,
joint.
I can roll a joint. I can roll
A fat girl in flour.
I can roll what?
A fat girl in flour.
Moving on.
I'm not talking about you, Gypsy.
Anyway. So, this has been a very informative episode for our listeners.
Yeah, actually, Dom, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, dude, no
Yeah.
problem.
We
Have to have you on again.
definitely learned a lot about the climate of marijuana change around here. I did not realize they were giving out so many licenses. I thought it was limited to 250.
Yeah, no, it's
I
a
guess I
lot.
must have just been heard the micro license one.
Yeah, that's the one I only cared about, really. I mean, like,
Yeah.
dude, like, if I could apply for more, like, I might apply for, like, a processor's, or if they were doing, like, a nursery round, I might apply for that.
You can't apply for
I know, I know you can't, but that's what I was saying, if they
Well,
could.
a nursery one, somebody like you or I could. Possibly a dispensary one if you could find like people to loan you the money, but I looked into the production kind of thing. We need like tens of millions of dollars just to set up because of what
Even a micro, dude, you need to
want.
mill.
Oh, you can get away with a little bit less, but yeah. But I'm saying
If you want to max out the area, 3,500 canopy.
yeah, you need $1 million at minimum.
I mean, that's the most expensive part, right? Is the
Setup.
the area.
Setup.
No, like all the
Setup.
lights, all the lights and shit.
Yeah, the lights.
Everything.
Well, it is if you don't already have.
Yeah, but that's like 100 plus lights.
Bro. No, that's more than 7.
I mean, if you're going like greenhouse or outdoor, it's like
That's
it's not
what I
as
was
much.
just thinking in my head.
But like if you're going
greenhouse.
indoor,
Indoor's way to go. Indoor's where the
yeah, dude. Especially
Fine, yes.
when they have nurseries, they're gonna have outdoor nurseries. Think about that.
and not to mention
A bunch of males just producing pollen out there next to all the
Everywhere.
other people.
And not to mention,
Pollen can
I'm
blow up to, like,
sorry,
20 miles.
but y'all gotta remember. And I'm sorry if you live in New York and you grew weed this year. I'm really sorry, but
I did not.
if you grew your weed outdoors, don't bring it here.
Condolences.
I'm tired of going through your moldy weed and showing you where it's moldy. Okay?
That's
I'm
kinda
fucking tired of it. Let's be serious, people.
Even
Some
I
people do
had-
grow good, but most
I
people,
had,
yeah.
I had outdoor plants.
It was a
this
wet. It was a wet fall.
Year. Okay, it was a wet year. I had outdoor plants this year. I did not water them since June 28th, and nothing even withered.
It's that WAP.
Nothing.
Wet ass plants.
Nothing withered at all, okay? That is not natural. That is way too fucking wet. And people are coming in and they're like, oh, you like my weed? No, because it's moldy, bro. I'm so
stepdad-
sorry.
My stepdad lost over half his to bud rot.
Yeah, I lost about
Bud rot was
half
bad this year.
probably about half of mine to bud rot, too.
Anyone
My
who's
grandpa
got bud
lost
rot
one
on
to
their
PM.
weed, bring it in. We'll give you a really good deal on it, and we'll use it in our blower.
What?
I ain't breathing that shit
No.
in. Keep that shit out of my shop.
That shit'll make you go to the hospital.
Man, don't say that to people. They'll actually fucking bring it.
Man, I've smoked moldy weed before.
Fuck your moldy. We're not smoking that.
Dude, if it's too bad, dude, it will send you to the hospital. My aunt had to go to the hospital once for
What is it
smoking
called?
moldy weed.
Aspergillus or something like
I
that?
don't know,
I
yeah.
don't know how to pronounce that word.
Sarsaparilla?
I told you, there's one fucking mold that you actually have to be worried about on weed. The rest of them really doesn't matter.
That's
but
not
there's
true. That's
one.
not true. There's many molds.
Well, yeah, but
But the big
one,
ones are powdery mildew and bud rot.
But there's one in particular that will send you to the hospital almost every time.
Blood rot's a little worse.
Yeah.
Black mold?
Blood rot.
It starts with an A. It's
Oh, you're talking about the like scientific term of blood rot.
yeah.
It's just called blood rot.
Yeah. But that shit'll send you to the hospital almost every time.
Not to be mistaken with bar rot.
Or crotch rot. But they're all the same because, you know, it gets wet and rots. Just saying.
All right.
Rob?
Big facts.
All right. Well,
That's why you're not
we're
supposed to spray indoor during flower.
Yeah. Yeah.
cut this episode.
Yeah.
The short one.
Cut it a little short this week. Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, not the short one this week. All the other two were like our longest running episodes. So I tip for
We
tat.
got a couple of short ones. You know, Rob's here today. We got a short one every day.
I was gonna say someone's got to.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.